Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast back again for another fighter spotlight. I'm Jason. My man Zach. How you doing?
What up? Oh, I'm still good.
Dude, we're cranking these out.
Cranking them.
Love it. Just had a good, awesome interview with Eric El Diablo Munoz.
Yeah.
And now we're bringing on another fighter who's fighting on that Maverick Center card with you, Joel Haro. Did I say your last name right, Joel?
You did. You know, everyone else says Haro, or it's ridiculous, but
It's ridiculous.
thanks for saying it right. It's just like the bikes. But
yeah. So do you have a fight name? I didn't even ask you before we got on here.
I don't. Not yet.
Joel the Realtor Haro. How about that?
No, we won't go with that one. We'll come up with a better one than that one.
The fighting realtor. Not only will he sell you a house, but he'll punch you in the face too. we actually have a friend in common, Bonnie Barber.
We do. Shout out to you, Bonnie.
Shout out to Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. I haven't been in the gym for over a week because I've been sick. So if she's listening, she'll know.
Watch out. Rona boy over here.
The Rona boy.
The Rona boy.
Joel, welcome back to MMA.
Thanks, man. It's been a long time coming, a little bit.
I wasn't even in MMA locally yet the last time you fought.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember listening to you in one of the podcasts. You started training at like 28, right?
Yeah, like 3.5 years ago. That's when I started. It's like
Yeah.
April of 2018. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you're killing it. I see that belt in the background, fellow champ.
We got one steel fist belt. We got to get that one back though. But it's all good. Where you been? What have you been up to?
After my last MMA fight, I moved away to Arizona, did my own thing there. Didn't fight, just trying to establish my life there. Didn't really work out too well. Ended up moving back, and then just dove into like the whole Muay Thai scene and kickboxing scene, and made a comeback and fought in Mountain Force last year, I think it was. And then after that, I planned on, of course, getting back to fighting, getting back to MMA. And then I had a serious injury when I was working at a bar and had to get surgery for that. And now that we're back and healthy, it's ready to roll, man.
Those bar injuries, man, they'll get you. What bar were you working at?
Oh, dude. Shout out to Mid-City Pub in
Mid-City
Midvale.
Pub.
My first night bar backing behind the bar. I was stacking glasses in the fridge. And, I'm trying to hurry. I'm getting yelled at, whatever.
Oh, yeah, you do as the bar back, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm stocking the fridge and a glass tips over. And I'm a nice guy. I don't like breaking shit, right?
Yeah.
I reached up to try and catch it before it fell, and it shattered off of another glass, and then cut my wrist open pretty good. Severed my artery, my ulnar nerve, and 2 of my tendons in my right hand.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was quite the injury.
I thought you were going to say there was a big fight or something, and then you just came out there to just rescue somebody and threw him down and twisted your ankle or something.
Right? I mean, that would have been a cooler story, but not as serious. But unfortunately, I got the sharp end of the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all healthy and ready to go, and I'm super excited to make my pro debut, and it's been a long time coming. So
absolutely. I mean, you have one of the best amateur records around. Even though you haven't been active, you're still a name. I've heard your name. You fought one of my teammates, Matt Mast.
Oh, dude, he's a hell of a guy.
Dude, he's the best guy ever.
Best guy, man.
He's the nicest guy ever. I don't know how you punched him in the face. I feel bad. And then he punches you in the face. You don't feel so bad. But no, he's like one of the best dudes at the gym. Great training partner. Love that. But it's so like I've heard your name and stuff around. So what, you didn't want to do another amateur fight to get going again? Or did you think about that? Or is it like, no, dude, it's time?
I thought about it, but at the end of the day, like, people have been telling me you should be going pro. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I should. But at the same time, in my eyes, here's the way I look at it. I wanted to build my experience a little bit more. I mean, you look at all these guys in boxing, Lomachenko has over like 400 fights, right?
Yeah.
Amateur. And now even though he just lost this last weekend, but that's unfortunate, but hey, it's fighting. But anyway, yeah, everyone builds their experience, and then, they're ready to go pro. And I feel like I'm ready to do this. This will be my 15th fight overall. So I'm very excited. I've put a lot of training in on my stand up, a lot of training in my ground game. Like even though I wasn't fighting, I was very like training consistently and evolving as a fighter. When I spent my time in Phoenix, I was strictly doing kickboxing and Muay Thai, and I learned so much just from the short time I was there. So
awesome. What do you know about your opponent?
He's a tough kid. I know that for sure. I've seen him fight a couple times, and I'm very excited to test my skills against him. I see he's a heavy-handed boxer, and this is going to be a really good fight. I feel like.
Do you feel like it's going to play out on the feet?
I think it might actually. He's game. He's a game opponent. He always brings the fight. I always bring the fight. We're going to be looking for fireworks, probably fight of the night. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
There we go.
Hey,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm going for. You calm down.
Well, yeah, never mind.
There's gonna be.
Ask a question.
Oh, I was going to say, does Zach? Do you get a fighter of the night bonus for the on the amateurs on the undercard, or do you have to?
We should. No. Man, there's so many fights on this card. It's like take a pick.
Well, you have one of your teammates on their card too, right?
It's going to be a night of fireworks. I can't wait.
Yeah, you have a teammate fighting on there too, Razor Sharp, right? He's trains out of Absolute with you, right?
Yeah, I've got 3 other teammates fighting with me. So we got Steve, we got Thomas making his pro debut.
Oh yeah, Thomas. Yeah, I forgot about Thomas. Yeah,
actually, there's a new up and comer fighter in our gym, Zach Trujillo. He's making his amateur debut.
Okay.
And then we got Skyler, the Utah kid, making a comeback.
I don't know why we keep forgetting about him. Like, we talk about
him fight, making his comeback. So it'll be great. It's going to be a great night.
Heck yeah.
So, do you consider yourself more of a fan or more of a fighter?
A little bit of both. I mean, when I'm watching the fights, I'm like, I'm getting all tense. I'm like the other night we were watching Brian Ortega fight. I was so into that fight. I'm sitting there like pretty much analyzing everything that he's doing. Like, I don't know. I love fighting. It's a fun, crazy sport. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. And I feel like when I fight, that's what I do for the fans too. So a little bit of both.
Do you watch like all the fights pretty much?
I try to.
Yeah. Who you got this weekend?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I really like Gaethje, but he's
don't say it. Don't say it.
Zach and I have been going back and forth for the last week on this one.
I got Gaethje. I'll throw it out now. I'm going for Gaethje.
There you go, Zach.
Joel's my guy.
I shouldn't pick against Zach because he did pick Ortega to beat Korean Zombie when I didn't think it was going to happen. So,
oh, dude, I can't believe everybody was counting him out. Like, yeah, he lost to Max Holloway. Hey, everyone takes a loss,
Yeah.
After I lost my first fight, I was right back on it, and I was a better fighter. And you saw that with Brian Ortega. His stand-up looked phenomenal.
He improved. That was impressive.
Yeah, it was awesome that he was working with Kevin Ross in his camp. That's something I would love to do someday. But
yeah, dude. I think that version of Brian Ortega that we saw Saturday night is the best is the best featherweight in the world.
Oh, I agree. He put a huge, awesome display of martial arts, like he had said in his post fight. Stand up, takedown, stand up. It was awesome. It was a great fight to watch.
And if Volkanovski. He touches him and Volkanovski shoots it on him, he will snatch his neck up so fast.
I'm excited for that fight.
I think you got to make it happen, So,
yeah.
Sorry, we're getting off track. We always talk UFC fights and stuff, but is there a fight that so you're excited you have a game opponent? Is this your back and you want to be active after this? As active as COVID will allow us to be?
Yeah, if I'm ready to keep going. Like, I love this sport, and this is the hardest I've ever trained for a fight, and I feel great. This is the best I've ever felt in the fight camp. So I got a great coaches behind me, great team behind me, and just gotta keep going, keep the momentum going. I'm young, so
yeah. I was just gonna say you're young, man. You still got a bright future ahead of you if you keep this up and sell a few houses. You can go train.
Exactly.
That probably gives you a little bit of flexibility, not having a typical 9-to-5 job that you got to go to and punch the time card.
Yeah, a little bit. I try to, keep myself active with my job as much as possible. Of course, when I want to have downtime, I'll take some downtime. But, other than that, like I said, you just got to keep the momentum going.
For sure.
So,
What are your thoughts fighting at the Maverick Center? This is your first time fighting in a big venue?
yeah, it's my first. Well, yeah, it's my first time fighting in a huge venue like this. I'm super excited. It's a big stage. I wish we could definitely have a whole lot more people there. But, you just got to play it by ear. If it gets pushed back a week, that's okay too. But I'm ready to go, man. Let's do it.
We teased that a little bit because Jason can't make it if it's on the 14th. He has a, but if it's on the 21st, then he gets to come.
Okay.
So he's like, that's what he's been pushing for this whole time. Yeah. I think he's been paying off somebody at the state.
I've been messaging Cody every day. Is it changed? Are you going to change it? Are you going to change it? I mean, I'm going to stream. I mean, I'll be where I can watch, but
sure.
I got Zach's fighting. The whole card just top to bottom is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I want to be there live, man.
Yeah. It's going to be a stacked card, man. You're going hunting, right?
Yeah. My dad and I are going. I haven't been since I was a kid, like 14 years old, 15 years old. And,
sure.
And we're going back to Michigan, driving back. So it'll be nice, little father-son time. And yeah,
it sounds like a good time. Hope you have a good time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
And then come back and watch some fights. I don't know about you, Joel. So you're fighting at 135, right?
Yeah.
You're a bantamweight.
I
don't know how your weight cut is. Mine's not huge, but I would not hate an extra week.
Either way,
I'm gonna make it either way.
Weight, I hold myself to a super high standard of making weight. Even as an amateur, I've had fights where people didn't even make weight, and they were just like, "Oh, we'll still fight." Like, "Oh, you should cut the last pound and half a pound." It is what it is. I fought at 25 twice, and that was a hell of a weight cut for me. It was super rough. And even then, my opponent didn't even have to cut weight; he still missed weight. And granted, this was in Arizona, but it is what it is. They didn't have contracts down there for a Muay Thai fight. So I just took it. I was like, I'm ready to get rehydrated and, let's fight.
Let's get it.
So as somebody that watches the sport a lot and competes in different, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and MMA, what are some things that you think could be done better to fix some of the weight cutting and missing weight problems?
Oh, dude. It's a tough one. When it comes to weight cuts, I feel like a whole lot of people aren't too educated in it. Mm-hmm. For instance, even myself, when I started fighting, I wrestled in high school. So I was always used to sweating it out, making it suffering. Right.
Right.
So when I started fighting, I made the huge mistake of cutting weight the night before weigh-ins and just suffering the next day. Number one mistake I've ever made. But then as, I got more experience, I started, hitting the sauna the day of weigh-ins. And then, even then, cutting weight in the sauna sucks. Everyone thinks, hey, you got to stay in there until you cut all the weight. No, take increments of it, 10, 20-minute increments, as long as you can take it, I guess. But my coach, Rob Hanley, of course, coaches Court McGee and working with Perfecting Athletes. And, I bought their books and I just follow their system, and it's worked great for me ever since. Before working with them, I even messed around with alcohol baths, and those suck. I won't even dive into that, but I don't even think my mom knows about that. So, hopefully she's not watching. She's probably going to hear it here eventually, but
okay, let's hear about it now. I want to hear more.
Sorry, my dogs are.
Get them. That's okay. I have 3, and they're usually.
I have 3. We all have dogs.
I'm going to do one better for you guys. I got 4.
Oh, top it. What kind of dogs do you have?
I've got a Great Dane mix and then 3 pit bulls.
All right.
Yeah.
I have 3 Frenchies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're fun dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. She's my little baby dog.
Hey, baby girl, she's coming in for the interview.
Kind of getting off track again. My bad.
That's all right. Hey, that's what we're here for. I got a fly flying around in my damn podcast room. So if you see me swatting, it's this fly that will not leave me alone.
Yeah, going back to the whole alcohol baths. It was my second fight, cutting down to 125, and we decided we were going to cut weight with alcohol and a hot bath. And we put 3 bottles of alcohol in the hot water, and then 1 bottle all over my body. Sat in the hot water for as long as I could, and that makes you super lightheaded. Definitely not healthy for you. I'd never recommend it to anybody. But other than that, that's about it. I passed out twice trying to make that weight, and never again. That was my turning point. I always told myself, hey, when I go pro, I'm going to fight at 125. But ever since that, I was like, hell no. Like, I'm never going to make that weight ever again.
How tall are you?
I am 5'7".
Yeah, dude, you don't need to be going down. They're pretty tall for
Yeah.
They're pretty tall for 135. You don't even go down to 135. That's crazy.
135 is my sweet spot. Like, I can make that weight easily. So
yeah, do
that's
that.
the system I use. So
I actually think that there might be a more educated wave coming of people realizing that you just perform better. And even if you don't have the size advantage, your body just performs better.
For sure. Absolutely. Especially if you got your diet right during fight camp. I follow the keto diet. This would be my second weight cut, dieting with the keto diet. So the first one went phenomenal. This one's going great. But yeah, it's all in your preparation, man. Diet's on point, making sure you're doing your runs and stuff. It's a recipe right there.
Yeah, that's awesome when you can put all that together, which I think a lot of amateur and pro fighters seem to neglect is that nutrition.
Yeah.
And once you find what works for you and you keep doing it and you just keep consistent with it, you're going to have results. It's science. You can't, I hear people say, well, I'm not losing weight or I'm not doing this, which we could go down a huge rabbit hole on that. But if you're putting in the work, you're going to lose weight. If you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're putting in the work, you'll lose weight. Dog wants to come in and get in on the interview. Yeah, it's all right.
But
yeah, man. All right, Joel, do you have any sponsors or anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to my gym and my team, Absolute MMA, and also my strength and conditioning, Yin Wellness. They've been helping me out a lot this camp, and I feel like they have a huge part of why I feel so great.
They're awesome. I've been down to see Hector before.
Hector's awesome. Lauren's awesome. The team we're training with over there, Julian Ruiz, Skylar Frazier, Samson Fomobout, TJ Mitchell, myself. We're all pushing each other every day, every morning, and
putting some savages over there, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see you throw down. Like I said, I haven't seen you fight before, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm super stoked for this one.
Hell yeah, I'm glad you are. Even though you haven't seen me fight, you'll remember, hey, I want to watch Joe fight next time he fights.
Oh, I'm sure we will. We'll get you back on the podcast, talk about it. Hell yeah.
Right on, guys.
Right on, man. Well,
Thanks,
we'll let
Joel.
you get out of here. We appreciate your time jumping on here with us. And if you guys are listening, you want to get tickets, reach out to Joel, support your local MMA fighters, and tune in November 14th.
November 14th, baby. Here we go. It's also my brother's birthday. So shout out to him.
All right.
Nice.
So yeah, it's going to be a good night. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was fun, and let's do it again sometime.
Roger
Awesome.
that.
For sure. Let's do it, Joel.
Right on, Joel. Have a good day, man.
Thanks, man. You guys too.
Bye.
Boom.